Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Lewis Speaks 2024, and I had to do this video. I had to come home and do this video as a thank you to my mother. I was thinking about my mother and how she has made so many different sacrifices for me growing up. I have been thinking about how she was never really able to lean into her feminine energy because she was so busy trying to protect me. Truth be told, growing up, I was never taught how to protect myself. And personally, I feel it's a father's job to teach his son how to defend himself, how to protect himself. I was never taught how to do that. I had to learn that through other channels, namely women. Women in my life have always tried to teach me how to protect myself, but it also came from the lens of a woman, from a woman's mindset, a woman's perspective. I needed a man's perspective on how to protect myself, and I really never got that. I never got the male perspective on how to defend or protect myself. And so there are so many of us fatherless boys growing up out here unprotected. When I think about gay men who do not have fathers, who never had a father, they oftentimes put themselves in harm's way, having unprotected sex, putting themselves out there, and it's leading to their premature death through AIDS and HIV. They never learn how to protect themselves early. And so when they go into these relationships with other men, all they've learned was how to give themselves away. All they've learned was how to put themselves at risk for the love of a man, They never really learn how to defend and protect their own interests, And so I have to reflect upon this. I've really had to do this video because I see so many of us young boys out here, especially gay young boys. We don't know how to protect ourselves. And we don't know how to protect ourselves because our fathers were too busy chasing dragons. Our fathers were too busy chasing after other women. Our fathers were too busy chasing after every other thing except our protection. They didn't care about leaving us open, open to, and that's the thing, when you grow up without a father, you're left open to so many different attacks. People don't realize the damage, fathers especially, they don't realize the damage that they do. When you leave a home, you may not be getting along with the mom, okay, but don't leave your kids. Don't leave your kids, because when you leave your kid, what ends up happening is that they become a target. You make your kid a target for abuse. You make them a target for police. You make them a target for so many systems out here. We talk about the school to prison pipeline, right? We talk a lot about that. I wonder what is the percentage of kids who go from school to prison. What percentage of those kids never grew up with a father? I without doing the research, without having the statistics on hand, I bet you that it's over maybe, I would say 80%. 80%. And I'm lowballing it, but I know that, quite frankly, having that access to a male figure is helpful, a positive male figure. And to me, it's just, this is why so many of our young boys and young girls are out here dying at the hands of other people and other men and other women, because they don't know how to protect themselves. They never learned, I was raised on love. I was raised on valuing education. I was raised on spirituality and the importance of spiritual food. I was not raised on boundaries. And my mother did her absolute best. And, looking back, I have every situation that happened as a result, I let it go. My mother, I am so grateful for her. I really am, because she tried her best to instill certain principles and to protect me, but she never really got a chance to lean into her own feminine energy. As I mentioned earlier, she was too busy out here trying to teach me how to defend myself as a young man, you know? And when you really think about that, how so many single moms out here, so many single moms out here do not have the benefit of a partner, and they have to abandon their own nature. They have to abandon their own nature as women, trying to raise men children and trying to make sure that these men children are well adjusted, are masculine, but at the same time tender, you know? Are strong, but at the same time vulnerable. Whew. Mom, I gotta say this to you. If you are watching this video, thank you. I never really knew how hard you had it. I never really knew until this very moment, and I don't know what clicked, but something clicked, and it made me realize just how many sacrifices, just how much you love me, and also how many sacrifices you had to personally make that other people didn't even know. Maybe you yourself didn't even know that you were making a sacrifice of your femininity in order to help me realize my own masculinity. When you realize that, when that hits you, everything your mother ever did to you, every argument, every disagreement, every issue has been obliterated by grace and also insight, awareness, and empathy. Empathy, insight, and awareness has lifted that curse of blaming your mom, blaming you this, blaming, why did you blame? My mother did the best that she could with what she knew. And knowing what I know now, I don't have a child right now, you know? But knowing what I know now about what it means to raise children, especially in a world like this, single moms out there, whew, you all are amazing. You are amazing. And I have to praise you. I have to celebrate you. Because if no one told you today, you are amazing. You are amazing. And I hope that God continues to bless you. I hope that he lifts you up and he helps you. The scriptures say that God is definitely there for widows and fatherless children. You know, those who are fatherless, those who don't have the benefit of a partner, of a father, you know, God is there for you. He's there for you. And I just had to put this message out there because it just never really occurred to me how many sacrifices my mom made. How many sacrifices and how many sacrifices she continues to make. And I'm thinking that right now I am an adult, right? Her job is done. I'm hoping that she can go back and reclaim her feminine energy. You know, I'm hoping that she can actually lean into her softness, have an opportunity for a soft era, you know, a gentle era, and not always have to fight battles. Single moms always got to wage war, and then you wonder why they're hard. You wonder why they're not as genteel. You can't be, especially when you're raising boy children. You have to teach them the ways of this world because how society handles women versus how society handles men are two different things. You know? There's no compassion for the vulnerability of a man. We oftentimes say, yes, be more vulnerable. But when a man is vulnerable, he is belittled, he's emasculated, he is treated like a dog. So it's like trying to balance that act and always have all these plates up in the air. It's just a lot. It's a lot. And so, I just want to say thank you to my mom. I really do. For staying on the job, for sticking it out, raising two children on your own without the benefit of a partner, trying to teach and model femininity, while oftentimes having to leave your femininity in order to handle the crises that require a different approach, a more masculine approach. having to battle patriarchy, trying to hold on to your femininity while also trying to battle patriarchy and trying to help your son's masculinity. Ay, Dios mío. Oy, oy, really. Oh, it's a lot. So I had to do this video. And so single moms out there, I love you. Definitely you're doing your thing, you know? This is just a video right now for single moms. Single dads, it's gonna be your turn someday. But you know, right now I have to give a shout out to single moms, you know, because they really, there's something. There's something. So thank y'all for listening. I love y'all, and I hope you enjoy the rest of 2024. Peace, y'all.